have been very nervous, but I remember saying to David that, right, we'll start off easy and we'll build from there, and that if we're thereabouts when we get to the second part of the 555, that we'd have a good chance.
We all know that Aidan had a turbulent time sort of leading up to the 555 with the accident and injury, and many of us thought that, you know, he wouldn't be in a position to do it. And I remember looking at him going, like, this guy's flipping incredible to be able to even be at the start line. Never mind the shift that he put in after that.
The nerves were high and I just wanted to do well, and I was coming back from injury, and just thinking back now, I kind of just wanted to be sort of prove it to myself that I was fit to do this. I think adrenaline got the better of me that first section. Now I look back and I look at Strava and I had an average speed of 40, but I actually did think I overdone it on that first stint, so I did.
My first section was from Burnfoot to Moville, and had a nice kind of cross tailwind on that, like, so it kind of felt really good. Very easy to get excited on the bike as well, because you are kind of going that bit faster and you can get a bit carried away, but it's just important to kind of keep it right.
In an event like that all day long, anybody is going to have ups and downs, and there's going to be times when you kind of maybe pushing it a bit too hard and you think, oh, I'll just pull it back a bit. Other times when you're struggling and you just feel it's like blowing the lights, but then the next minute you're feeling good again. And so it's not like a short time trial where you ride at sort of full gas. It really is about sustained effort.
So we knew that the changeover routine for the riders was going to be crucial on the day for an overall result. So myself and Jamie had very specific roles that were consistent throughout the day. We were able to communicate with the rider as they approached the last couple of 100 metres into that pit stop. Jamie would have been beside me then, taking the tracker out of the pocket, putting it into the other rider's pocket. Seconds count, so let's do it fast.
Standout memory was probably just the realisation this year, from having been a bit closer to it, that just the amount of work that the support teams put in and the planning that goes on, just kind of how much of a test of endurance it is for those support teams over the whole day as well.
We came across a lot of the club members, actually all the club members. We met them on the section between 5 points towards Cairn and Donegal.
So it was great to see those guys out. Like I'd done a good bit of training with Mick there in the months leading up to the event, and I'd seen how much work he'd put in and how much he was looking forward to it. So even seeing those guys out in the course, it was really, really cool, and it was. Aidan was kind enough to give me the pleasure of climbing Mamore Gap on the day of the 555. Mamore Gap is like one of Ireland's toughest climbs, and it's iconic like that for a reason. It's one of the main markers on the 555, but while you need to respect it, it is only an 8 to 10 minute climb. Just a real mental battle, because it hits you straight away with really steep gradients. You know it gets worse later on, and you're kind of thinking, I'm not cut out for this, and it's where all the doubts set in, because you're thinking, my climbing legs aren't with me today. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Up near the top of Mamore, the glen just closes in tight, and then suddenly you see this huge amount of sky that opens up and you just drop off the edge the other side.
So after the initial 100, and we came back into Letterkenny, and that was a nice headwind the whole way there, and just coming out of Burnfoot, just the chain slipped off and kind of got caught between the small chain ring and the frame itself. No better man coming running towards me when I radioed in to say that I dropped my chain, and next thing Felix is coming running towards me out of the van.
I think the 555 is a lot more than a couple of riders and a couple of people and a couple of vans. It's a bit like a jigsaw puzzle, and unless you have all the little pieces together, it's not really complete. It doesn't really work.
I'm tired driving, never mind cycling.
And I think sometimes, you know, they're the unseen heroes maybe as part of the 555. But without them, I don't think the jigsaw puzzle would have worked either.
Tell me, do we get what we deserve? Oh, we get what we deserve. And where down we go, oh, 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 where down we go, oh, 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 so where down we go, oh, 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 way down we go. Oh, you let your
Myself and Aidan and the entire crew all spoke about how Inishowen was just about ticking it off and just forgetting about it, getting back past the Mount Donegal Hotel in Letterkenny after doing the Inishowen 100, and then we take on the rail day. After that section then we went straight into around Bloody Fordham. Aidan then did around Annagray. The sun was setting over the Gibara, and there was loads of support on the Gibara bridge, and it was just amazing. I remember coming on the radio and to the lads, and fair enough your legs were feeling it, but it was just such a joy to be out, and such a privilege to be out on days like that.
When you're coming towards the Gibara Bridge, you just get that feeling that you're coming home, and it's a great boost.
You know, when people think of Glengash and the 555, they think that it's one of the biggest challenges, but it's actually not Glengash itself. It's the 40 or 50 kilometres that come after that, because you got 3 or 4 mountains between Glengash and Killybegs and about 1,000 metres of climbing, and at this stage it's 9 o'clock at night and your body's wondering what the hell you're doing still on the bike at this stage. So that's the real challenge, is thinking what's ahead when you're going up those horrible climbs.
Home turf, home climb, real toughie. I'm glad I'm sitting in the van, to be honest. It's a tough climb.
They must have been hurting a lot on Glengash. I had Eye of the Tiger on for David McKelvey, full blast, coming out the car windows, going past to try and egg him on. And when I asked him about it later in the pub, he said he didn't even realise there was any music coming out of the car at all when he passed me.
I was very, very nervous all day, and made no bones about. It was about getting to there with something left in the tank to go, because we knew that if you blew up in the likes of Glen and Carrick and that, you could lose an hour very, very easily.
Like, the hairs were standing on the back of my neck. I remember sort of running alongside him, and I just couldn't believe this guy, you know, after the shift that was put in leading to that point and all the hills and all the effort, that he was just powering up the top of Glengash at a pace that, again, was just absolutely ridiculous.
With that woman by my side, I never had a willing hand, and I never had a plan, but I'm glad I found you here, but I'm glad I've got you here.
I had come around and recovered and was feeling a lot better than I was earlier on in the day. You started asking questions about how close was the other team, and you're getting towards a point now that you're wondering, like, yes, can we win this now? Are we in a position to win it? And we felt we were, and that was driving me on, so it was a good place to be.
from Glen Columkill onwards, we were aware of 4-man teams who were sort of between catching us up and just about overtaking us at times.
Yeah, it felt great, and I felt fairly good at this stage. And at one point then I was going, right, I'm going fairly deep here now. And I sort of said to myself, well, don't go and blow yourself. You need to get to the finish line here. So maybe just to ease off a little bit.
Put on him! Oh!